Bhaktivedanta Swamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashataya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaitat Kadadar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Vivo. Okay, so we continue from text 29, chapter 11. Book is Teachings of Lord Kapila. Vivo. Is this Yo Yogo Bhagavad Bano Nirvanatmam Svayodita Kidrisha Kati Changani Yatas Tattva Bodhanam. Yogo Bhagavad Bano Nirvana. Translation. By His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The mystic yoga system, as you have explained, aims at the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is meant for completely ending material existence. Please let me know the nature of that yoga system. How many ways are there by which one can understand in truth that sublime yoga? Purport. There are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming... Oh, not like this. There are different kinds of mystic yoga systems aiming for different phases of the absolute truth. The Jnana yoga system aims at the impersonal Brahman effulgence, and the Hatha yoga system aims at the localized personal aspect, the Paramatma feature of the absolute truth. Whereas Bhakti yoga or devotional service, which is executed in 9 different ways, headed by hearing and chanting, aims at complete realization of the Supreme Lord. There are different methods for self-realization, but here Devahuti especially refers to the Bhakti Yoga system, which has already been primarily explained by the Lord. The different processes of the Bhakti Yoga system are hearing, chanting, remembering, offering prayers, worshipping the Lord in the temple, accepting service to Him, carrying out His orders, making friends with Him, and ultimately surrendering everything for His service. Yes, we just sang about this. Yeah. The word Nirvanatman is very significant in this verse. Unless one accepts the process of devotional service, one cannot end the continuation of material existence. As far as Jnanis are concerned, they are interested in Jnana Yoga. But even if one elevates oneself after a great performance of austerity to the Brahman effulgence, there is a chance of falling down again to the material world. Therefore, Jnana Yoga does not actually end material existence. Similarly, regarding the Hatha Yoga system, which aims at the localized aspect of the Lord, Paramatma, it has been experienced that many yogis such as Vishwamitra fall down. But Bhakti yogis, once approaching the Supreme Personality of Godhead, never come back to this material world, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Yad gatva na nivartante, upon going, one never comes back. Tyaktva deham punarjanmanaiti, after giving up this body, he never comes back again to accept a material body. Nirvana does not finish the existence of the soul. The soul is ever existing. Therefore, nirvana means to end one's material existence, and to end material existence means to go back home, back to Godhead. Sometimes it is asked how the living entity falls down from the spiritual world to the material world. Here is the answer. Unless one is elevated to the Vaikuntha planets and is directly in touch with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is prone to fall down, either from the impersonal Brahman realization or from an ecstatic trance of meditation. Another word in this verse, Bhagavad Bana, is very significant. Banaha means arrow. The Bhakti Yoga system is just like an arrow aiming up to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Bhakti Yoga system never urges one toward the impersonal Brahman effulgence or to the point of Paramatma realization. This bana, or arrow, is so sharp and swift that it goes directly to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, penetrating the regions of impersonal Brahman and localized Paramatma. We must understand the Supreme Person, Tattvataha, in truth. Generally, people are not interested in knowing about God or their relationship with Him. However, the entire Vedic instruction is for this purpose. First of all, we have to know God. Then we have to know our relationship with God. The next step is acting on the basis of that relationship. Krishna states that out of many millions of people, one may be interested in knowing the purpose of life. Human life is meant for this end, and if one does not come to this understanding, he is not better than an animal. We not only have to understand God and our relationship with Him, but also how to act in that relationship. In this way, we can perfect our lives. When one is a Siddha, one understands himself. That is, one understands Aham Brahmasmi. I am not this body. This is Brahman realization, the Brahma Bhuta platform. When one attains this stage, he becomes very happy. However, we must progress beyond this and come to the platform of Bhakti Yoga. On that platform, there is variety and ananda, bliss. As stated previously, we are seeking spiritual variety, and if we do not enter the spiritual world, we will again fall down into the material atmosphere. The varieties of the spiritual world are mentioned in the Brahma Samhita 5:29-30. Chinta mani prakara satma sukalpa vriksha laksha vriteshu surabira vipalayantam Lakshmi sahasrashata sambrama sevyamanam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami venum kvanantamaravinda dalayataksham Barhavatam samasitam Buddha sundarangam Kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesa shobham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Ribo. Okay, anyone can continue. Oh, Hare Krishna, we have new persons joining. Hare Krishna, Param Subramanya Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Subramanya Prabhu, Dandot Pranam, Jai Prabhupada.
Jai Prabhupada.
Okay, so I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, yielding all desires in abodes built with spiritual gems and surrounded by millions of purpose trees. He is always served with great reverence and affection by hundreds and thousands of goddesses of fortune. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, who is adept in playing on a flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals. His head decked with peacock feathers, with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of blue clouds. His unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. We should not consider Krishna's form to be imagined by artists. He is described in the Vedas as Vainam Svanam Atmanam Tam Arvinda Thalayatak Sam. He plays a flute. His eyes are like the petals of the lotus flower. He wears a peacock flower, and his complexion is very beautiful, like a dark cloud. He's so beautiful that he attracts many hundreds of thousands of cupids. Kandrapa Koti Kanmaniya Visesha Sopam. These are descriptions of Govinda found in Sastras. In the material world, we are simply chewing the chewed, throwing it away, picking it up, and then chewing it again. Spiritual variety is not like this. Spiritual variety is Ananda Puti Vardhanam. It is constantly increasing. It is even greater than the ocean because the ocean does not increase. The shores of the oceans are set. They have certain limits. However, the ocean of bliss is constantly increasing. The more we enter into the spiritual world, the more we become joyful. The young people in Hare Krishna movement chant Hare Krishna mantra all the time. If the mantra were material, how long will they chant it? It is not possible to chant a material name for very long because the chanting will become hackneyed and very tiresome. No one could be satisfied by simply chanting Hare Krishna unless Hare Krishna itself were spiritual. He may chant Mr. John, Mr. John, Mr. John, but after an hour, we will be fed up. However, the more we become spiritually advanced, the more bliss we will derive from chanting Hare Krishna. Abel.
Hare Krishna. We can experience Ananda perfectly in the association of Krishna. We can associate with Krishna as a servant, a friend, a father, a mother, or a conjugal lover. There are 5 basic rasas: Shanta, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. In this material world, we experience the same rasas or relationships. We are related to someone as a father, a son, a lover, a beloved, a master, a servant, or whatever. These are perverted reflections of the relationship with Krishna found in the spiritual world. Today, in the material world, I may be relishing my love for my son, but tomorrow my son may be my greatest enemy. There is no eternity in this kind of love. Or if my son does not become my enemy, he may die. Today I may love some man or woman, but tomorrow we may break up. All of this is due to the defects of the material world. However, in the spiritual world, these relationships never break up. They simply increase, and this is called perfection. Krishna is very fond of tending Surabhi cows, but the Mayavadis cannot understand this. They say, what is this Krishna? Even Lord Brahma was bewildered. He said, how is it that this Krishna, this boy of Vrindavana, is being worshipped? He is called the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How is that? Lord Indra was also bewildered. Therefore, if we do not wish to be bewildered, we have to understand Krishna in truth from Krishna himself or his bona fide representative. The activities of Krishna are not ordinary, but divine. If we can understand this, we immediately become liberated. We need only understand the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. These pastimes are not ordinary. In the material world, a young man wants to dance with many young girls, but Krishna's dancing with the gopis is different. Because people cannot understand Krishna, when they hear about Krishna's dancing with the gopis, they take this as some kind of concession and say, now let us dance with young girls. In this way, they go to hell. Therefore, we have to learn from the proper person about Krishna's activities. We should not immediately try to understand Krishna's dealings with the gopis, for they are very confidential. These dealings are given in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this indicates that we have to understand Krishna as he is by first reading the preceding 9 cantos. When we have understood these 9 cantos, we can go on to the 10th. In this way, we can understand that Krishna's activities are not ordinary but divine, and we can immediately become liberated. Hari Bol.
Ribo.
Anyone can continue.
Punjab Prabhu, Subramanian Prabhu.
Right. Hare Krishna. Right, Prabhu.
Abel.
Abel. Okay, so we may either hear about Krishna, chant his names, worship him, or offer prayers. In any case, we should work under the directions of our spiritual master or Sri Krishna himself. For instance, Hanuman simply carried out Lord Ramachandra's orders. Hanuman apparently had no education and he was not capable of teaching Vedanta, but he simply carried out the orders of Lord Ramachandra and attained perfection. Arjuna, on the other hand, took Krishna as his most intimate friend. Arjuna was not a Vedantist, but a fighter, a warrior. He had no time to study Vedanta because he had to deal with war and politics. But still, he was the greatest devotee. People may say, oh, Arjuna was not a Vedantist, nor even a Brahmana, nor a sannyas. How could Krishna accept him as a devotee? Nonetheless, in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 3, Krishna says that Arjuna is his very dear friend and devotee. Bhakto sime sakha cheti. If one becomes a devotee, there is no material impediment. Actually, bhakti should be automatic and spontaneous. There should be no motive in serving Krishna. But even if there is a motive, service rendered unto Krishna is good. Even if one approaches Krishna with some ulterior motive, one is considered pious. For instance, Dhruv Maharaj initially worshipped Krishna with a motive, but after attaining perfection in devotional service, his ulterior motive vanished. When he actually saw Krishna, he said, I do not want anything from you. I do not want any benediction other than your service. After hearing about the many transcendental qualities of Krishna, if we somehow or other become attracted to Krishna consciousness, our lives will be successful. Tasmat kena pipayena mana Krishne niveshayet. Somehow or other, we have to attach our minds to Krishna consciousness. Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 1st chapter, text 32. Then Krishna will help us and give us intelligence from within, as he indicates in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, text number 10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted and worship me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. This is actual buddhi yoga. Bhakti yoga means buddhi yoga, because one who is highly intelligent decides to take to Krishna consciousness. In this way, one can perfect his life by engaging in devotional service under the directions of the Shastras and the spiritual master. Devahuti understands this and is thus submitting to her son, just as Arjuna submitted to Sri Krishna on the battlefield. So many other people think, bhakti means all sentiment. Oh, like, the intelligent guys will take Vedanta, do study Vedanta and all that. Here it's clearly established. Those who do bhakti are even higher than the so-called Vedantist people.
Like recently, one devotee said in the comment section that, Prabhupada wrongly translated Buddha yoga as Bhakti yoga, because and therefore his Bhagavad Gita is false.
Yeah, as if they know everything. Yeah.
It's usually these are.
Was Buddhi translated as intelligence? I mean,
Buddhi is intelligence. So one who is intelligence takes to Bhakti yoga. So that's why Prabhupada translated as. Actually, I was reading somewhere, and what I heard is this, Gaur Govinda Maharaj. He this happened after Prabhupada disappeared. So he wanted to establish the credibility of Prabhupada's books. So what he did is he took these books to very one Sanskrit Pandit, who was, during the 70s, he was, in touch with Prabhupada. But then after that, he just went a little out of touch. So he approached him again and then got him to verify the translations of Prabhupada, how Prabhupada translated word to word. And then he was saying that Pandit was saying the way Prabhupada has done it is such a genius, because, if you see directly Sanskrit translation in in a dictionary or whatever, it might be a little different. But if you understand the complete context behind the verse, it's like the meaning which Prabhupada gives is complete. Even though it may be little, on the face, it may be little not very accurate. But if you see on the whole, it is complete.
Yes.
So even if Prabhupada translates Buddhi as Bhakti, it is complete.
Yes,
yes, exactly.
This is actually made of, if you think about all the ages and everything, this is made for the less intelligent people. So it has to be explained
yes, exactly.
Directly.
Yeah.
That is why even Shankaracharya did not bother writing a commentary on Bhagavatam, because he knows he cannot explain impersonalism with Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam completely smashes everything, establishes the personalist complete personalist philosophy.
And you see the last sentence Prabhu just read, it is said that those who are intelligent, they took up the Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, those who are intelligent take
That's
up the Krishna
exactly about
consciousness.
Buddhi Yoga, yeah.
Buddhi Yoga. Dadami Buddhi Yogam tam.
Yes, Prabhu.
These crazy
Yeah.
fellows think that mental speculation is the greatest, no?
Yes, Prabhu.
Just like that, there was one of my
He
friends.
says Buddhi is intelligence. Then you ask, what is intelligence? Then he must, if he's intelligent, he will answer bhakti. So
Yeah.
Yes.
So that reminds me of that one verse that Taparit Prabhu he was reading in the class. He was seeing that one word that it was used for silver, but it was translated as gold. So that could be the reason why it's like that. It may not look like, it fits, but in the whole picture wise,
Yes.
we're not seeing.
Like the immediate translation, it may not be very accurate, but if you see the whole context behind, it's like a complete, like you can, if you see the whole context, you can understand why Prabhupada translated like that.
yeah.
That's why there is a particular dictionary. There are actually multiple dictionaries of Sanskrit language. One of it is called as Amarakosha. Like this, I know a little bit because I study a little bit of Sanskrit. So, like sometimes I would just open up, Prabhupada, he would translate. Sometimes, just like out of the matter, I would just open up Amarakosha and just see the meaning of this word. It may, on the face, it might be a little different. But then like by and by, because it does not have one single meaning, it gives multiple meanings. Because one word has multiple meanings. So I would see the multiple different kinds of meanings, how it would be. And then, yes, definitely Prabhupada, the meaning that he intends, it will be there.
Yes, Prabhu. And only Prabhupada could do this because only
Yes.
Prabhupada can, because it is in practicality, it's like this, because Prabhupada can read everyone's mind. He knows when looking. The others cannot do this because they don't know how Westerners think. But Prabhupada knows how Westerners think better than the Westerners themselves. So he can without adding anything extra that the Westerners couldn't understand, because he knows the minds of these people really perfectly.
Yeah. Prabhupada, it's a pure devotee, he's called as, you can see, he has all the siddhis. Okay, Dimitri Prabhu sharing something. Srimad Bhagavatam 785 purport. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, however, has derived a meaning from this word Durvinita by the mercy of the goddess of learning Saraswati. He says that Dug refers to this material world.
The point, that he was translated by the mercy of Saraswati, not that by scholarship.
Yes, Prabhu.
So simply mundane scholarship will not help actually. People think you have to learn Sanskrit to become a devotee. It's all rubbish.
Yes, Prabhu. And it's not even that it could help. It's the reverse. It just makes more.
It just makes it more,
it's anti-help, anti-help.
Yeah, it just increases the head weight. Huh?
Yes, Prabhu. Because I've seen in practice anyone who has started this Acharya studying and going through different, they all have become like, they don't know what to do. And no problem.
Like I used to listen to audiobook, on Mahabharata, and when I finished it, I'd like to know more about the author. So I came to know that he became, he was completely in against mood, versus ISKCON. He accusing Srila Prabhupada so much and saying that he doesn't know Sanskrit at all. I know it better. So he decided to translate, Sanskrit by himself.
Who?
There's just one fella who narrated Mahabharata as audiobook.
Some devotee ISKCON, no?
No, he wasn't even in ISKCON.
Some random person.
Some random fella, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's complete nonsense.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy people are there.
Yeah, I have one article. We can read it after this session about Gaur Govinda Swami. It's scrutinally, analyzed by one friend of ours. He fully support, ISKM. He's from Russia. We can learn it together if you
Yeah,
want.
sure.
Yes, Prabhu.
Right. Hare Krishna. I think I took a lot of time. That's my problem. Thank you. It is
No,
so
no
much in the beginning.
Okay, let's continue. Tad etan me vijjanihi yathaham mandadir hare sukham pujyeya durbodham yosa bhavat anugrahat. You have many long words in this one. Translation. My dear son, Kapila, after all, I'm a woman. It is very difficult for me to understand the absolute truth because my intelligence is not very great. But if you will kindly explain it to me, even though I am not very intelligent, I can understand it and thereby feel transcendental happiness. Purport. Knowledge of the absolute truth is not very easily understood by ordinary, less intelligent men. But if the spiritual master is kind enough to the disciple, however unintelligent he may be, then by the divine grace of the spiritual master, everything is revealed. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur therefore says, Yasya Prasadat, by the mercy of the spiritual master, the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavat Prasada, is revealed. Devahuti requested her great son to be merciful towards her because she was a less intelligent woman and also his mother. By the grace of Kapila Deva, it was quite possible for her to understand the absolute truth, even though the subject matter is very difficult for ordinary persons, especially women. In this verse, Devahuti shows us the process of understanding transcendental subject matters. It is not by challenge, but by submission. The entire bhakti process is a process of submission. That is also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teaching. Trinadapi sunichena taroriva sahisnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sada hari. If one is interested in advancing in chanting Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advises that one be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the trees. One should not be very proud of his intelligence, but should give all respects to others. In this way, one can chant Hare Krishna offenselessly. Oh, here it is stated that in this way one can chant offenselessly. In the Sikshastakam, it is, what is the Sikshastakam translation? It's like all the time.
That's what, one can chant the holy name of Lord constantly.
Yeah, constantly. Here is offenselessly. This is nice to remember.
Yeah.
Although
we can chant constantly only if we chant offenselessly.
yeah, that's true. That's a nice realization now. It's simple thing, but only like when it's said, it's understood.
Yes, that's true.
Although Devahuti was the mother of Kapila Deva, she presented herself as a humble woman. It was not that she considered herself superior because she was his mother. We have to please the spiritual master by service. And the entire bhakti process depends on the attitude of service. The transcendental nature of Krishna is not possible to understand with our blunt material senses. Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes are all divine. Our present material senses have to be purified by engagement in the Lord's service, and our first engagement begins with the tongue. It is with the tongue that we can chant the transcendental names of the Lord. This is not very difficult, and this path is open to everyone, even women, Vaishyas, and Shudras. After describing all the faults of Kali Yuga, Srimad Bhagavatam 12.351 states, Kaler dosha niderajan ashtihya eko mahan guna kirtanat eva krishnasya mukta sangha param brajet. There is one special advantage about this age of Kali Yuga, that is that people can attain liberation and return home back to Godhead simply by chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalau nastya eva gatiranyata. Chant Hare Krishna, There is no other way at all in Kali Yuga. Ribo, this is the simplest translation that I've for now seen about this. One line, chant Hare Krishna, there is no other way at all in Kali Yuga.
Hare Bol.
Okay, Hare Krishna, anyone can continue.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Should I?
Prabhu, please.
We should try to avoid the 10 offense in chanting the holy name. But anyone who chants the Hare Krishna sincerely is glorified. Cheto darpanam marjanam bhava mahadavagni nirvapanam shiksha ashtakam first. This is the easiest process by which the mirror of the mind can be cleansed. If Krishna sees that someone is sincerely chanting Hare Krishna, he will help. He is within everyone and he can understand whatever one is sincere or not. Krishna help a sincere devotee in internally and externally. Internally, he help as Paramatma by giving intelligence from within. Dadami Buddhi Yogamatam. Externally, he help as his representative, the spiritual master. Therefore, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Lata Bija. By the grace of Krishna, one get a bona fide guru and by the grace of Guru, one get Krishna. Chaitanya Madhya Lila 19.151. Thus, the Shastra have given us a very easy way to appreciate our transcendental life. That is the Krishna consciousness movement. Devahuti submissively accepted her son as her guru. She wanted to understand Krishna perfectly. By the grace of Kapil Deva, it is very important to receive the causeless mercy of Krishna and the spiritual master. By Krishna's mercy, we receive a spiritual master, and by the spiritual master's mercy, we receive Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has greatly stressed the mercy of the Guru, and it is an actual fact that if we satisfy the Guru by our service, he will give us his blessing. This is a very great opportunity for the Guru. For the Guru is a confidential servant of Krishna. The Guru never claimed that he is Krishna, although he is worshipped as Krishna. Sakshat Dharitvena Samasta Shastrer Yuktasya Tatha Bhaviyat Eva Siddhi. Guru Ashtaka 7. All the Shastras describe the Guru as being on an equal basis with Krishna. For he is the representative of Krishna, therefore he is worshipped as Krishna. Being the most confidential servant of Krishna, the Guru is very dear to Krishna. Therefore, if he recommended someone to Krishna, Krishna accepts the person. The Guru is the confidential servant of Krishna because he canvasses from door to door saying, please become Krishna consciousness and surrender unto Krishna. Krishna tells Arjuna that such a person is very dear to him. The bona fide Guru tells people to surrender not unto him, but unto Krishna. Thus, one has to surrender unto Krishna through the via media of Guru, not directly. This is the process. The Guru does not accept respect from his disciple for his personal self, but convey this respect to Krishna. If we cannot receive the mercy of Guru, Krishna is very difficult to approach directly. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that the knowledge of Krishna is received through the parampara, the disciplinic succession. Even parampara praptam. The Guru offer the same respect to his Guru, and his Guru offer respect to his, and so it goes all the way to Krishna. Thus, the mercy of Krishna comes down through the parampara system, and the respect offered to Krishna is offered up through the parampara system. One has to learn to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead in this way. Thus, if we want to approach God, we have to take shelter of the Guru. In the beginning, Devahuti is begging the mercy of Kapil Deva. In order to understand the way to approach Krishna, she approaches him very humbly saying, my dear Kapila, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but I am a woman and my intelligence is not very sharp. Nonetheless, I want to understand the sublime transcendental subject from you. It is possible by your mercy. The process of approaching and understanding the supreme personality of Godhead was also discussed between Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. First, Ramananda Rai explained the process in terms of Varnasrama Dharma. He said, first of all, that human life is meant for approaching Lord Vishnu through the rules and regulation governing Varnasrama Dharma. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replies that it is very difficult in this age to execute the rules and regulation of Varnasrama Dharma. It is very difficult to be a Brahmana in this age, and it is practically impossible to revive the old Varnasrama Dharma culture. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore said that this method is not very practical. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has been called by Srila Rupa Goswami the most Munifest avatara, munificent avatara, because he distributes love of Krishna free of charge. First of all, we cannot even understand Krishna. Therefore, there is no question for loving him. If we do not understand someone, how can we love him? The love is very far away. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so kind that he distributes Krishna Prema, love of Krishna, to whomever will take it. In his life, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu cried for Krishna and showed how one should be made after him. Yugaitam Nimisena Saksusa Paravarsyatam Sunyatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virhenme. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. Shiksha Ashtakam 7. Without Krishna, one should see everything as vacant. This is Radharani's frame of mind. But this is not possible for an ordinary living being. It was possible for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and a few devotees. His immediate disciple, like the six Goswami, who were following in his footsteps, they worshipped Krishna in separation and sought Krishna everywhere. हे राधे ब्रज देवी के सा ललिते हे नंद सुनो कुतः श्री गोवर्धन कल्प पदपा तले कालिंदी वनीय कुतः गोशांतो इति सर्वतो व्रज पुरे खेदीर विश्लव वंदे रूप सनातन रघु युगौ Sri Rupa Sri Jiva Gopal Kau. I offer my respectful obeisance to the six Goswami, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatana Goswami, Sri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, and Sri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, who were chanting very loudly everywhere in Vrindavan, shouting, Queen of Vrindavana Radharani, O Lalita, O son of Nanda Maharaj, where you are, where are you all now? Are you just on the hill of Govardhana, or are you under the tree on the bank of Yamuna? Where are you? These were their moods in executing Krishna consciousness. Sad Goswami Ashtaka 8. The Goswamis never said, we have seen Krishna. This is the recommended process, worship in separation. We should awaken or lost. Krishna consciousness in this way, they become made after Krishna in our separation from him. This is called Krishna Prema. And this love was distributed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We should not try to understand Krishna by our small knowledge. Since we are imperfect, how can we speculate on Krishna? There are many people like Gyanis and Theosophists who try to understand the absolute truth by speculation, but this is not possible. Athapi te deva padambuja devaya prasada lesanugrahita ivahi janati tattvam bhagwan mahimano na chanyo ekopi chiram vinchinam. O Lord,
Yes.
if one is favored by even a slight trace of the mercy of your lotus feet, he can understand the greatness of your personality. But those who speculate in order to understand the supreme personality of Godhead are unable to know you, even though they continue to study the Vedas for many years. Bhagavatam 10.14.29.
Thank you,
Even
Prabhu.
if one speculates for the many years, he cannot understand Krishna. One has to receive the mercy of Krishna through the spiritual master, and this is the path recommended by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sthane sthite stuti gata tanu vanam tanu vana manobhya. Bhagavatam 10.14.3. Another name for Krishna is Ajita. No one can conquer Krishna, but Krishna can be conquered by his devotee. One should by submissive by and say, Krishna, I am very pure. I am very poor. I have no means to understand you. Please be merciful upon me. Please allow me to understand you and surrender. This is wanted. Krishna is very merciful, and when he sees that someone has surrendered, he will help from within. Hare Krishna.
Haribol. Okay, now we can go to 6 Astakam prayers. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for reading. Haribol.
Evil.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Prabhu, if there is wrong in pronunciation, so please you can just
No, you're good. You know, but I'm not a Sanskrit scholar.
you can correct me actually.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Okay, who wants to start?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamaha davagni nirvapanam shreyah kairava chandrika vitaranam vidya badu jivanam anandam buddhivardhanam pratipadam purnamrita svadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
Nam Namakari Bahuda Nitya Sarvasaktish Takta Pitani Amitas Marnena Kalaha Ita Jashita Vakipa Bhagavam Mamapi Deva Miti Samiha Dunina Nuragaha.
Rinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Sahishnana Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sada Harihim.
Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavita va jagdishe is kamaye mam janmani janmanishware bhavatad bhaktir ahetuki kavai.
Hey, Bo.
अयि नंदतनुज किंकरं पतितां मां विषमे भवां बुधौ कृपया तव पादपङ्कजस्थितधूलि सदृशं विचिन्तय
Nayanam galadasrudaraya vadanam gadgadarudaya gira pulakarnichitam vapu kada tavanam grahane bhavishyati.
Yugaitam Nimeshena Shakshusha Pravisayitam Sunyaitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Videhename.
Ashli Shiva.
Yes,
Sorry.
Prabhu. You
Okay.
can continue.
Ashli Shiva Padaratam Pinastumam Adarshanam Marmahatam Karotova Yatha Tathava Vadatha Tolampato Matprananathastu Sevana Paraham.
Ribo. 3 Astakam ki jai.
Jai.
Chor
Jai
Kapila
Jai
ki jai.
जय
Prabhu
Jai
Nityananda ki jai.
जय
Shri
Jai.
Krishna
Jai
Chaitanya
Jai
Mahaprabhu ki jai.
जय
Jai.
Srila
Jai
Prabhupada ki jai.
जय
Jai.
Jai Gaura
Jai
Premanande.
हरि
Hari.
हरि
Hari
बोल
Hari Hari Bo Hari
Hari
हरि
Bo.
बोल